We have to think of a Star Wars quote, like a good one.
Wizard.
Wizard.
And then D, or bottom below D, can be like
Bantha Poodoo.
Let's do Bantha Poodoo. I like that. This is so dumb. Oh Lord.
And Wizard. But yeah, we're just doing the shows because we feel like the movies are a bit overdone. With the shows being so new, I think it'd be interesting to think back on a lot of these and see how they've evolved over time.
Oh my God.
Objective. Next.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think there's any comparison.
I mean, it's probably my favorite animated show ever. I think it brought so much to the prequel era. It added so much context, lore, content. I know, I think you can agree with me that you've also grown up with the show. Thinking about like the first 2 or 3 seasons that aren't like high quality stories, but they've evolved over the course of those next few seasons, leading into season 7, which is now one of the most iconic Star Wars stories ever.
Oh yeah, dude, season 7, like I remember when that came out, and it was around the same time that Jedi Fallen Order came out. So we were just kind of in like a prequel resurgence, because obviously Fallen Order had the Order 66 level, which just brought you back with that use of Anakin's dark deeds. And season 7 interplaying directly with episode 3. So I remember people made all these edits.
But I think the Siege of Mandalore arc not only carries season 7 so heavily, but I think it honestly like makes all of the Clone Wars worth watching.
Retroactively made everyone like the prequels and convinced people that Anakin's fall to the dark side was earned.
You lied to me. How many other lies have I been told by the Council? And how do you know that you even have the whole truth?
Yeah, we can't spend as much time on each thing as we did in the Mission Impossible, because we have to keep things moving. We have way more stuff this time. But I will agree that that's Wizard.
Yeah, it is Wizard.
If you want to talk about the amazing Obi-Wan versus Maul finale to their character feud, all the big moments, Anakin versus Ahsoka. But as far as original characters, Ezra and Kanan, like I've got nothing. I haven't really found it that gripping or compelling.
It has very high highs, but the lows are low. Every scene Vader's in, honestly, is really good. You have Kanan's sacrifice, Ezra's sacrifice, everything with Thrawn, and I could continue going down the list of just such great moments from the show. But the average episode is like the worst of Clone Wars, and maybe even worse.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't want to totally hit on Rebels. I think from a conceptual standpoint, they got a lot right. It's just hard to sit through, and I think this was supposed to be the spiritual successor of the Clone Wars. And in some ways they did it well, but in a lot of ways they kind of missed their mark. I would put it in maybe B.
I was going to say B is probably as generous as you could be.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to, we need a tier for didn't watch.
I almost forgot. Don't want to put this below Bantha Poodoo.
No, yeah, Bantha Poodoo has to be the worst. Okay. You got that like cell shading art style, which, you know, points for creativity with that, but yeah, haven't seen it.
My biggest take with the Resistance is that's supposed to be filling in between episode 6 and 7. As someone who actually enjoys most of the sequels, they do need to fill in that gap, but they didn't really do it here. This is very much just,
yeah,
it's not relevant at all.
I think we can include that meme of Maul going,
"Why are you here?"
Okay, this next one, can I introduce us with this next one?
Go for it.
I think you have to appreciate where we were when Mando season 1 dropped, right? Christmas, spending it with my family in South Carolina. We were all watching episode 1 together, and I just remember that opening scene where Mando has his tracker, and I'm like, oh man, right off the bat we know this is something special. From the second he enters that saloon, cutting that silhouette with his outfit, with his cape, with his Mando helmet, and just what it did for reintroducing that OT aesthetic that OT costume and set design, Mando just got people back into Star Wars, and every episode was a banger. Super simple plot, nothing overly complicated, no Jedi, nothing. Just a self-contained story about a character similar to Boba Fett, who everybody loved, just exploring the lore of this iconic group in Star Wars.
There's a quality of that first season of Mandalorian that I don't think they hit later with any of the shows. Mandalorian, I might be wrong, maybe it was Batman or something, but I think The Mandalorian was the first project that used the volume, which was the big
it was
visual effects dome, and
changed Hollywood.
You could switch between the Iceland location to the desert location, all within the same day of shooting.
The ability to shoot a 10-hour dawn is extraordinary. To shoot any sequence where you say, oh, this world's not quite right, let's just move it a little bit. An extraordinary number of benefits and advantages for shooting in that environment. It's mind-blowing what that tool is.
it was shot by Greg Fraser, who also shot Rogue One. He shot The Creator, a couple episodes of The Mandalorian, and The Batman. And every single one of his projects, every single one of his projects that he shoots is just so good. I just don't think anyone uses the volume like him.
Bro, the Luke Skywalker scene. Yeah, season 2 is kind of a masterclass in nostalgia and how to do it right, because you're getting these drops of things that you're familiar with. So it starts with Bo-Katan, and you're like, oh my God, they're connecting the Clone Wars and they're bringing it into live action. And then you get to the point where it makes sense within the story, but you meet Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is the one who reveals Grogu's name to the audience, which is great. She's got a great samurai fight scene. And you're like, okay, are we peaking there? But no, because then Ahsoka mentions there's not many Jedi left in the galaxy. It's like, who are you going to bring Grogu to? And then you get to that final episode when they're locked in against the Death Troopers.
We all remember where we were when that scene happened. I wasn't expecting, so when the X-Wing flew into the ship, I thought it was the old guy from the Rebellion that you see in episode 2, and I was like, what is he gonna do? It wasn't
he just walks through the Death Troopers.
I was in denial because you see him fighting the droids in the surveillance feed, and I'm like, oh, is that Ezra? And then it cuts to the real shot of the green lightsaber and the metal hand, and I just lost my shit.
That's awesome.
It was such a great experience. I was borderline crying. I know some people, it won't name names, were crying from that scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say cut to Star Wars Theory.
But that's how we all felt for that moment. It was so iconic. This honestly was the peak of the show. It
100%.
So it went so downhill from here. I want to cry thinking about it because it was so bad.
You want to talk for a little bit about season 3?
No.
But does that detract from it though? Can we justify putting it lower because of season 3, like ignoring all the good that season 1 and 2 did?
I won't put it in Wizard, but I'm okay with S or A.
I think we have to go S just because of the first 2 seasons.
I'm very much clarifying. If it was not for season 3, this bitch would be right here.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, S tier.
The theme. Oh, can we play the theme, bro?
So good.
That theme is Wizard.
The theme, if we were going based off of themes, it would be in Wizard.
I also see most people's take where this show is just not what they wanted from a Boba Fett show. You know, people want to see him be a loner. People want to see him be a badass. Nobody really signed on for this kind of redemption story where he becomes a Tusken Raider and he's recruiting a team, and it's just weird.
And then there's the 2 random episodes in the middle of the show. It's not even Boba Fett's show. It's Mandalorian's episode, which is somehow the best part of the show.
Baby Yoda's plot point is reversed in another show. The entire culmination of season 2 is reversed in Boba Fett's show. So like if you don't watch Boba Fett, you're just like, what?
Ignoring the plot and the writing, like it's also Tamora Morrison is like, he's way too old to do any of his stunts. He's a legend, but he's way too old to do any of his stunts, and so every action scene looks so weird.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he should not have been in the helmet.
No.
As soon as the helmet goes down, it should be someone else. Can we get the hell off of Tatooine, bro? We've been on Tatooine enough.
Okay, here's my take. I don't want to put it in Bantha Poodoo because there are redeemable aspects of the show. I like The Mandalorian. I liked a couple scenes. I think the visuals are interesting.
Yeah. Probably D.
Yeah, I think it needs to go in D.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Moving on to Bad Batch.
So this show's like half not watched because I think like I've watched a couple episodes of season 1, and I kind of know what happens throughout the show, but I haven't watched much of it.
As out of fairness, should we put this in haven't watched since we didn't watch the full show?
I want to leave it here, but I feel like you'd go maybe in B or A tier if you were to watch the
Agreed.
So Visions was very experimental. It's like Japanese Star Wars. None of it's canon, but it's
very much reminds me of the 2D Clone Wars. Oh my god, dude! Did you ever watch the 2D Clone Wars?
Oh, I should have added that on here. Hold on.
Can we add that? Because bro, if that is not Wizard, I don't know what is. Aside from just being my childhood, like hearing the first notes of that opening show, the storytelling that's happening through just visuals.
Watching this show, which I did watch recently, it's some of the most over-the-top stuff ever. Like, you have them jumping from, like, skyscrapers, landing.
Yeah.
You have Mace Windu being up. Like, Count Dooku was, like, flying at one point. Like, when can they do that? I'm okay with being this a wizard. I mean, it was... it's some of the most over-the-top. I do think 3D Clone Wars is better, but, yeah, this was the shit, honestly.
It is chef's kiss, 100%.
But back to Visions. I'll put it in C, not because any of it's bad. It's just...
It just exists.
Exists. Yes.
I remember when I first heard about this, I was in the middle of training, and I finally got a chance to talk to you. And one of the first things we talked about was Obi-Wan. You had seen it, I hadn't, and I was like, is it good? And you were like, it's all right. And it's got some good moments, but it was kind of all right. And I was kind of heartbroken to see that, to hear that. This had all of the pieces necessary to be incredible. You had a Obi-Wan show starring Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen as the lead characters, like as a sequel to The Mandalorian, one of the best pieces of Star Wars content to come out through Disney Plus. And somehow they managed to fumble that, which doesn't seem possible. How? It writes itself. But instead you have this like obnoxious plot line with Reva, and you're like, what? Who the hell is making these decisions?
So you're handed Ewan McGregor, perfect age to play this role at this specific point in time in the timeline. You have Hayden Christensen back for the first time since episode 3. You have the perfect concept of a story to fill in that gap between 3 and 4. You're being handed on a platinum platter on all the beautiful things to make a amazing story.
100%.
And you know what they fucking do? They smack the platter out of your hand and proceed to shit on it. Let's get into it, dude. The visuals? Who shot this? You cannot see anything when they're fighting. It's so dark. Every time you look up a fight scene of this show between Obi-Wan and Vader, every YouTube clip is brightened so you can actually see the fight scene. What is this? Can you see anything? Why is this so goddamn dark?
Yeah, where's Obi-Wan?
Where
like,
the
it looks like one of those like video game screens where it's like adjust your brightness until Obi-Wan is no longer visible.
I know, right? You have Star Wars, this galaxy where you can create planets. You can create the wildest thing you want to. Why did you create a barren wasteland? The most boring shit ever. It's flat land and then random rocks, dusty, dark.
Bro.
Why? Before the show came out, there was a concept art of what this could have looked like.
What?
Look at this.
Hold on. Can we try something? Can I plug that? Can you like screenshot that, put it in ChatGPT, and see if ChatGPT can make like a colorful version of it?
I'm like, yeah.
This is content right here.
Hey, look at that.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking of,
dude.
Bro, you telling me you what? You telling me you couldn't do this, Disney?
All right, so I'm just gonna like just streamline through this because I also don't want to be here forever.
Hey, look,
So-
it's Spider-Man 2099 saying you're a mistake. That's very appropriate.
It is very appropriate. Say what you will about the sequels, but at least they knew
Visual
how,
masterpieces.
They knew how to film a fight scene. Why is it so shaky?
It's like a short film, bro.
It's just the fight scenes just they look so low budget. They look amateurish, and I think a lot of it has to do with the director. And then you have Reva. Like, why is Reva there? It would have worked so much better if it was just Obi-Wan versus Vader. Why is she here? Why is she after Luke? But there's a trope within Disney Star Wars with how they survive lightsaber stabbings. But I can honestly go through every single case scenario where that happened and defend it, and it makes sense. Obi-Wan's the one time it doesn't make any sense. So let's go through it. Kylo Ren, he got stabbed, but he was immediately force healed. You can justify that. Ahsoka, Sabine gets stabbed, but she immediately gets like a health. She goes to the hospital immediately after. Okay, fair enough. Fucking Obi-Wan happens. Reva is like 10 years old, and Order 66 happens, and she gets stabbed
By the greatest Jedi.
by the fucking chosen one, and she lays down and then just gets up and walks it off. Like
By
what?
one of the greatest Jedi warriors, yeah.
And then, okay, somehow, Reva survived. You fast forward to episode 4, 5, 6, and then she gets stabbed again.
Like it's such I feel like it's such an ego move to use an Obi-Wan show, an Obi-Wan Vader show, which is you already know what the fans want, to then use that as a vehicle to be like, I'm gonna introduce my own original character. Like, no, motherfucker, you're not gonna do that in this show. This show is handed to you. You know what it needs to be.
And she's still alive.
Right.
She's still out there somewhere. Anyways,
I'm waiting for my Reva spin-off series.
No, fuck that shit. This is going at Bantha Poodoo. I'm sorry. I don't know. Anyways, I could go sit here and talk about how much I hate this show. But
Easy layup, and then they like grabbed the ball and like accidentally threw it into the enemy hoop.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
Oh,
as
no,
a direct 180, I can say that this is easily some of the best Star Wars shit I've ever seen. It's like, it's top tier writing. And we've talked about this a little bit in our Daredevil video with how we do think that because he's such a like B tier character, the studio gave free reins to do whatever they wanted. The prison arc is one of my favorite things Star Wars has ever done.
Yeah, and it only gets better production wise. The second season of Andor is really incredible. And I literally called my wife after I finished the last episode, which made me tear up. And I was like, these are the kinds of things that make you want to be a filmmaker. It perfectly leads right into Rogue One, does what Clone Wars did with the prequels, and gives Rogue One new value by giving you all this history with Cassian and Andor. Like, phenomenal writing. Easily some of the best writing we've ever had in Star Wars.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Yeah, like the Gorman massacre, everything with Mon Mothma, hits you right in the feels. I am gonna say it's S tier, and that's my hot take.
Not Wizard.
And the reason why is, well, the reason why is, we talked about this a little bit beforehand. I think that there are certain aspects that prevent it from being top tier Star Wars. Even Skeleton Crew, we talked about. One of the best things about it is that it has this wholesome energy, and Andor unapologetically goes very into the adult territory, which works if you're like a Star Wars fan who has now grown up. But like you're not showing this to kids. And you might be like, well, whatever, you know, like, let Star Wars grow up. It's like, well, you grew
Star
up.
Wars is
Like,
meant for kids. Yeah.
Exactly. So like, we watched the original trilogy and the prequels as we were growing up as little kids, right? And I think at its core, Star Wars should be something that can be enjoyed by a little kid. So I think Andor is S tier, not Wizard.
I think I agree. Considering all things you said, I think I would agree with you there. All right, Ahsoka. Have you seen this?
You take this one. I have not taken this one, so I'm actually going to use the bathroom. You take this one. This is like my BO.
Yeah. This is Angel Weinstein hijacking this video. We got our Uncrustables sandwich in Japan. We got 100 tissues on the floor. Oh, look, it's Donovan. Hi, I just got back and I'm hijacking his setup.
We got to get your opinion on Ahsoka.
From what I've heard, I'd guess it'd probably go in B.
That's actually a good take.
Okay, I've only seen very little of it, so I'm just going based off of what I've seen. Are you guys ranking Star Wars? What happened to Mission Impossible?
We did that, and then we came to Star Wars.
Man, you guys. Wait, what is at the bottom?
What is that? Oh, Obi-Wan.
Really? Wow. I actually liked that.
You did.
Well,
We trashed it.
Well, I went on a whole 10-minute rant about it, so I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time editing that down.
What are you doing? Cleaning up. What, he's just like, JJ's cleaning up the room. You guys better put this in the video.
I'm going to.
Heck yeah.
You already
You know
called
what?
out. You called out everything that was on his floor that he's been hiding from the video.
Yes.
The world has to know.
There's more.
All right.
Welcome back, dude.
Okay, what's next?
We Angel and I decided that Ahsoka's B tier. So the biggest thing I'll say about Ahsoka is that it very much feels like a Rebels sequel. Not saying that Rebels is holding the show back necessarily, but more so that it focuses too heavily on what we know from Rebels, and it kind of forgets to give Ahsoka character.
What is that?
What is that? What is that? Young Jedi Adventures. I have not seen a single peep about this show.
Neither have I.
No. The Acolyte.
What do we got? Oh.
I think one of the biggest things about the Acolyte that no one's really talking about is that it really destroyed Star Wars TV. I think after this came out, it was canceled after season 1, and everything was halted production-wise.
Really?
The biggest thing, it was so CW Star Wars.
Yeah,
Dialogue and the writing, it was so CW. And I think anyone who's seen anything CW knows what I'm talking about. Every episode was a struggle to get through. I will say the action is very, very good. Episode
Is it better than
5 or
Obi-Wan?
6 Yeah, but that's a low bar, dude. Episode 5 has a great fight scene in the woods. Honestly, probably better than some of the prequel fight scenes. I'll even put it up there, which is
No way.
this
That's pretty dope. Dang, bro. It's kind of got sauce.
You got some
Got some
great
hand-to-hand in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's dope. She didn't survive that, did she?
No. And then we have some really cool stunt shit here, like this part
Whoa.
in the final
Oh,
episode.
that's sick.
Look at this.
Dude, that's kind of dope.
But that being said, good fight scenes do not equate to a better story. The story was
Yeah.
quite dog shit. I'm not gonna lie.
So is it D or is it Bantha Poodoo?
I think the action alone elevates it above Bantha Poodoo. So I would give it
Fair.
D.
Worse than Boba Fett?
Ooh. Yeah, because Mandalorian, it had the Mandalorian episodes, which are pretty good.
Hey, if you disagree with any of these takes, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'd like to hear him. I'd like to hear him.
So I loved this. I thought it was great when it first came out. Spiritual successor to Clone Wars again. Same animation style, but it just keeps getting better and better because time goes on and budget increases. I think the episode that stands out the most to me is the Dooku episode.
Oh yeah,
which I thought was phenomenal.
I think it's S, dude.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's so good. I mean, it's just it was an experimental idea, I think, and it succeeded so well. They started making more Tales series. All I ever did is elevate everything that existed in the Clone Wars and Star Wars lore. So yeah, I think it's S here.
I watched the very beginning scene where General Grievous invades Dathomir, and it looked absolutely phenomenal.
It's using the Season 7 Grievous design, which we never got to see in action.
Oh, didn't they reference this in Fallen Order?
Yes.
So
it wasn't just a reference; it was a big part of Fallen Order. But I liked Tales of the Empire. It adds a lot to the Magistrate, and then it added a lot to Barriss Offee's story. I don't think it was Tales of the Jedi level. I would put it like an A or B. Maybe I'll put an A.
Okay.
I saw one episode of this. It was cool. Not
I
interested
have
though.
not seen any of this. Yeah, agreed. I think this follows Ventress's story more.
Yeah, you're supposed to read the book about her and Eth Hoff, I think, about how she dies, and then the first episode is how she comes back to life.
Using the Lazarus pit.
Basically, yeah, literally, it was like a pit of water, and
Really?
she gets brought. Yeah, but I haven't seen anything past it, so I don't want to criticize it too much yet.
I've been telling my wife that I want to watch her, that I want to show her this, because this is, as we talked about, something that very much captures the wholesome heart of original Star Wars, in my view. The droid in the show is one of my favorite droids, probably my favorite droid apart from K2SO.
Over R2-D2?
No, well, okay. I think R2 and C3PO are in a class of their own.
Okay.
You can't compare anyone to
Okay.
them. But yeah, I was very happy with this. I would put it in A tier.
A tier? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
What do you think of our list?
It's crazy to me how much Star Wars content we got in the past, 5 years. When Lucas owned Star Wars, it was just the Clone Wars. And then Disney came and gave us Mandalorian, Andor, a live-action Ahsoka, an Obi-Wan show. Giving us some more content isn't always going to be better. I hope that they continue to focus more on quality over quantity.
Ultimately, I think we can all agree that it's been incredible to see this universe continue and be fleshed out over the small screen of all the things that exist in the world and in this universe. We can all agree that the Star Wars TV shows are one of them.